So Adamu, we were before you came on the live, we were talking about the whole um living in diaspora situation.
Hmm.
And honestly, I'll just say a few things, might be controversial, but true.
And that's what
So
people like.
Nigerian men are sheltered and spoilt. I'm sorry, I'm speaking on average. Some people are the exception. They are sheltered and spoilt in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, they are protected. They get away with a lot of bad behavior. But when they, honestly, they do get away with bad behavior. You see, Nigerian men can move mad. They can. Me and Alex were talking about something, and I was like, I was reminding him of how, early in the marriage, we had a lot of friction. I wanted to travel with my baby to Zaria to show her to my parents. And on the day of the trip, the morning of the trip, he said, "You cannot go. I've bought tickets, or I'm ready. I've dressed up, I've packed bag." He says, "You're not going anywhere." And I had to stay. I cried my eyes out. I cried. I was on maternity leave. I just wanted to quickly go to Zaria 1 week. 1 week. He said, "You're not going." And I stayed. you know so I feel that is borderline abuse, only happens in Nigeria. How can you commit to, you okay, don't worry, you can go. I bought my ticket. He didn't want me to go. I knew that he was struggling with letting me go, but I said, I have to go, I have to go. I bought my ticket, got ready, wanted to go. And the day of the trip, he says no. He utilized his what's that thing called, veto.
Veto
He used his
power, yeah.
veto power, and said, "You're not going." And then I had to stay. I cried and all that, but I did not go. Bottom line. Now, when they go abroad, these said Nigerian men,
Hmm.
they try to pull stunts like this where I'm not saying, I'm not going to say most of them are abusive, but the few ones that are abusive, they can want to slap their wife. And the minute the wife says, "I'm calling the police," oh, you have open eye. How
Yes.
dare you say you will call police for me? Okay, now because we live in America, and they will now call back home and say she's completely
She has
different. This is not who I
changed.
married. Who did you marry? The person that society oppresses, the person that she complains to her mother. She complains to her father. She says, "I'm not doing again. This guy does this and does that." She moves to her parents' house. Her parents will put her the next day, "Come and be going to your husband's house. Don't talk. Don't. This is what we lived. This is the abuse. Your mother took it. Your mother's mother took it. Why you think you are different? Do you have two heads? Go back to your husband's house." Do you understand? And when they go to a society where there is freedom, there's human rights, they can't take it. All of a sudden, the woman is bad. And they now sell this propaganda to the Nigerian men who want to move with their families to the abroad. They tell them, "Don't try it, oh, she will leave you."
Yeah.
But why is she leaving you? Are you a good human being? Why is she leaving you? What did you do? So my husband was even, Alex will be telling me stories about he has this friend that came to his house in the middle of the night. The wife called police. They kicked him out of the house that he bought. And I asked Alex, "What did he do?" You're not telling me what he did. Abby, he did not tell you what he did. All of a sudden, the wife is the demon.
They call it victim blaming. If you ask what did he do or what did
Victim,
he
oh my God. So please, people that want to move abroad, if you know you are badly behaved, stay in Nigeria. If you know you want to shake up your wife and emotionally abuse her, financially abuse her, physically abuse her, just stay in Nigeria where it is tolerated. She can even heal better in Nigeria, because if you by the time you finish doing the financial abuse, she'll go to her neighbor's house, they'll eat small granuts, peel small egusi, she's fine. That is therapeutical. But abroad where there's nobody to talk to, police is her best friend though. Better stay in your Nigeria. So I
I
can
mean,
go now. I just wanted to quickly say that.
thank you, thank you,
Ah,
thank you.
where
See?
they go now? Sis, we love to have you around.
Thank you, praise. I just
Mm,
wanted to quickly clear that air, because the I this is just the woman's angle. Now, I'm not entirely a an activist for gender equality. I don't believe men and women are equal. I do not.
mm,
I believe everybody has their role to play. And I believe in submission. Or maybe I'm saying that because I live in Nigeria. No, I believe in submission. Even if I live abroad, I believe a
Mm.
woman should submit to the man. I believe there are certain things that are your role exclusively, you know. There's something I will say though, in the man's defense, it can be a lot. There's this joke Adamu says, the only people that get unconditional love are women, children, and animals. Men, on the other hand, their love is conditional. If you are not a provider as a man, first of all, you are reduced. You are less of a man, unfortunately, but it's the reality.
Speak your truth.
Now, having said that, yes, having said that, the topic we're talking about, it was a live that Daddy Freeze did about this American man who ended his life because of he was so frustrated. And he was talking about how his wife suddenly wanted, like, she divorced him. She now went the legal system, she went through the law and got him to commit to paying like a ridiculous amount of money for child support. And the guy was frustrated because in America they make you pay child support based on what you earn, not based on what, not that they don't care about your commitments or your expenditure. They just know that, okay, you're a cardiologist, you earn maybe $300,000 a year, your child support comes to about $8,000 to $9,000 every month. This guy might have other obligations, but they don't care. So they went through a lot of, it was bitter and ugly. You know how, God forbid, oh, separation can be very ugly. That is why I always advise people, please marry a reasonable person. Not the one that would aim to kill you when people are separated. Marry someone who you know is a reasonable human being who you can talk to and say, this is what I want, this is not working, what, you know? So, and you can know that in relationships based on maybe negotiations that you have. Anyways, the woman was adamant, you know, she demanded he paid a certain amount of money. And if you miss one commitment, like if you miss like maybe 3 consecutive months of not paying for child support, they can seize your passport. So Daddy Freeze and that guy, they were talking, and the guy was saying many people abroad, you see that their parents died, they cannot come home for burial because the woman has frustrated them so much so that they seize their passports. They can't travel. You hear them saying things like, please keep my mother in mortuary. Just keep her there. She'll be there for 6 months, 1 year. She's still in the freezer because they cannot come home in that moment. They will now go through the law. Please, I need my passport. I need to travel home. They will tell them, you need to go back to the wife. And if she agrees, if she gives you consent to travel, then you can travel. I might be wrong, oh, I don't live in America. This is just what I heard from the live. The woman will now say, okay, so before you go, you have to drop $50,000. You have to, she just starts demanding for ridiculous amounts of money. Now, Daddy Freeze and that guy, they're now saying that it empowers the woman too much, so it's not fair. And then you see the guy now, swallowing all his pride to beg her, okay, please, let me just go. Then she will now finally now give the go ahead and let them release his passport. Then he can travel to come and bury his parents or his mom or his dad or whatever. So it's two extremes, yeah. But I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, it is you and your spouse. There's no need involving the legal the law inside because they would always come with the hammer. And it's extreme. This guy I'm talking about, this cardiologist, he ended his life. Now everybody's asking, now you woman, is it better for you that the guy is dead and he cannot pay anything anymore? Maybe he even did that to spite her. But you can tell that his mind was already messed up. The guy had already gone. His brain was already, as in, he was mad already for him to carry a pistol. When they're telling the story, they say he came and he threatened them. But who did he kill last? He killed himself. Do you see?
Yeah.
So,
I like stories like this, and I wish we could interview the main character because now
Mm.
everybody
right?
be hearsay. And the truth is,
Speculating, yeah.
exactly, laws like this were put into place because women were being abused by men. That's why they made it into a law where if you leave the woman, you get half. In Nigeria, where we don't have those laws, you still see abuse. And the truth is,
Yeah.
it's not by man or woman, it's not gender based, it's just human nature. Give somebody
Yeah.
power, you will see their true colors. That's when
Mm.
their bad behavior will come out. Like Praise now, since Praise found money, his behavior just changed, became toxic.
Mm.
No, but jokes apart, the truth is, for all those kind of situations, right? You love and hate both opposite sides of the same fence. To a woman that loves you, like she loves you dearly, right? When you do something to hurt her, she wants you to feel that pain. So that's why they now go the extreme when it gets to like the divorce place and they're like, oh, I want this, I want that. They want you to feel pain. It's not about the money for most of them,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah. I
You
agree.
agree, right? Because they
I
said,
agree. I
yeah,
agree. Mm-hmm.
hell had hell has no fury like a woman's
No
scorn.
fury than a woman's. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hell, yeah. So please, oh, please, if you notice the passion is too much, you people should also not marry. I'm serious. If you feel the love is too, you people, because there's a thin line between love and hate. The way she loves you so much, you can do something. She's so hurt, and all she sees is, I want to destroy this guy. I want to make him feel what I felt. You
Because
know.
why is he
So
happy?
sometimes,
Why is he posting
yes.
himself, smiling himself?
Why? How can you leave me and still be happy? She
Mm,
makes up lies. Hmm. Amo, it's crazy.
it's crazy. I saw the story.
So,
I saw the story, and that's one of the story I was
I'm glad.
even,
Oh,
going to
trend.
say.
That
Yeah.
means we're going straight into trending
No,
news.
yeah, yeah. Apparently, that was one of the story that I saw, and I think they said the guy got married to this Nigerian American guy that has been traveling everywhere and trying to do stuff with ladies. That was the photo that I saw. I don't know if that was his in-law or people were just making up story. But again, there are always two sides, and it's just a shame that we cannot hear from the guy that, by himself, and then nobody has heard from even the woman. Everybody is just making story that. It could be that the money that they asked him to pay, I'm just saying, the 15 grand was probably arrears of the one that he hasn't paid before.
Mm,
Because, like, I don't know, even most of these celebrities, like maybe 50 Cent and Future, most of these guys that have got kicks everywhere, Nick Cannon, for example, how much do they pay a month? Paying 15 grand a month, it's I don't know how much he makes that he will pay 15 grand a month. That's some serious amount of money. If that 15,000 that he's paying, is it for the kid or for the kid and the wife? See, I'm not pro divorce or single parenting and stuff like that, but I think, and if you say you don't want to do again, and then you are not in the woman's life, you shouldn't be
yeah.
buying stuff for the woman as well. It should just be for the kid. The calculation should be made very easy. There was a time Davido and the ex was just everywhere on the internet where the girl was demanding for a particular kind of car. David said, "No, I'm not gonna buy you this car. I'm gonna buy you this type of car because this car is just to pick my daughter from the house to the school." But she was demanding some crazy kind of car, and then she demanded a particular house at a particular location. And David said, "No, I'm gonna get a house at whatever location that I want to get a house." So, all these demands, is it for you actually or for the kid? That's the thing. And most of these women, they just look for how to just, make honey
Make
out
your
of the
life
comb.
miserable because
So
they are hurt.
yeah, but I think it should just be a case of, being very, very diplomatic in cases like that because nobody actually cares about the mental health of a man, and that's why, men are becoming very toxic at the end of the day,
Becoming.
because, yeah, it's because there are countries and there are states in a country where once a woman says that you've done it, it's not allegedly, you've done it for real. you know, like you've done it. Even when the woman was lying. See, you see men being incarcerated for like years, and then the woman come out and say I was lying, and then there's no penalty for the woman, and then
Yes,
you
I
spend
I
half of your
hate
life,
those things.
you spend
Yeah,
half of your life already incarceration, and then there's no repercussion or there's no punishment, there's no fine, there's nothing for whoever alleged that you did something. And you see, most men are even there for like years before they even,
of
try
course.
to try you, or maybe you go
Yeah,
for a case. Like it's just, I don't know. I think these laws should be looked at. I understand that the laws were checkmating, how men were behaving in societies, but I think it's just becoming something else. I don't know who would want to change that, but I think, something should be done because we've just seen enough at this point.
You sound like
Mm.
you've seen enough.
I mean, I've seen enough on the internet. I mean, like, it's just none of my close mates, none of my close mates have actually, or me myself, have actually not passed through that kind of situation. I wouldn't want to. I'm not
Hmm.
wishing anybody to. But with the things that we see on the internet, it's just alarming, and I don't know, man. Like your sister said, who really cares about the man aside from your dog and maybe your, you know,
No, but you see, that's
yeah.
where we have to look out for ourselves, right? Like, okay, if you know that nobody cares about the man, you have to be your brother's keeper. So now why you go call me, check on me, say, Adams, how you doing? And I'll come they cry on your shoulder, those kind of things.
The last time I did it now, and then you wanted to bite the finger that fed you.
Your
So
daddy, but
you wanted to be crying every day.
I said I need to be more serious. My problem is when I'm talking seriously, I'll say nonsense and then it will discredit everything else. All right, on a
Mm.
more serious note, let's get into it. We're 20 minutes in. Praise, give us
I beg,
trending
bring
news.
bring bring this trending news and Chef Shaz will really feeling.
Anybody
Sharon,
that
come up
wants to
now.
come will send requests. No need to.
Make we
So
beg
am
Sharon.
I
She
not
needs to be begged.
enough for you?
Make we pour libation for ground for her. Honestly, the trending news that is just everywhere, and I was supposed to say this, but then again, when we had a episode last
Hmm.
week, it was rushed and all of that, bro. It's just, Two-Face and his wife separation, and the internet went crazy. Everybody were putting on their ring light, and people turn commentators and judges, trying to analyze the whole thing. And I honestly had my 2 cents as well because it was a global conversation. I think it all started from I don't know if you've seen this Young and Famous TV show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've seen
Mm.
like clips of it.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it as well because I wanted to really sit down and watch that show and try to understand where everyone is coming from, because everyone that were making references to these two faces and Annie, it was about the episode. So apparently they said she was toxic, she was behaving a certain type of way, she's on some heavy, you know, substances and stuff like that. And then she keeps saying stuff, and Two-Face went to the show, proposed to her the second time. Like, and Two-Face was even making comments, she was making comments, and I think the last episode just broke everything, break the bar open, and Two-Face decided to end it all. Two-Face decided to come and say, oh yeah, me and this chick, we've been divorced for a while now, we'll file for divorce and blah, blah, blah. Everybody switched on their ring light, everybody was saying things. Toke Makinwa came and was warning Two-Face that, oh, if you think that Annie is by herself in this, we're gonna show you, you know, Tiwa Savage, everybody, like, comments here and there, you know what I mean? Like, people were like, is it because Two-Face is the one that came to announce this, and then you guys are making this a big deal? What if it was the other way around? What if it was Annie that came to the internet to announce this? People probably would have clapped for Annie. Yeah, you've endured this man for a while. Good for you, girl. Go, girl. Boy, all this sort of stuff. And again, court of public opinion announcing maybe these guys have been through a lot. There was an episode where they said they're not gonna do it again 6 years ago. And then Annie was crying on the phone, she even made a live video. She said Two-Face is jappering to America. He told her that he had a show, and then those kind of things. And then Two-Face's brother, cousins, they all came out that time 6 years ago to say Annie is very disrespectful. She doesn't allow their family members to be part of the family. She doesn't save them. She doesn't allow Two-Face's mom. So there was a lot of stuff going on. And then this came out, and people are like, these guys have never really been good. And apparently, when Annie had her first child to Two-Face, that was Two-Face's fifth child. So she said that she and Two-Face have been dating since when she was 15. Inside this 15, Two-Face have gone and had like 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? So you knew this guy. You knew this guy was that kind of guy, you know? And then you still went on and married this guy. So what were you expecting, really? So this is court of public opinion. People are saying, so what were you really expecting? This guy wasn't going to change. He did not change when you guys were single. He did not change when you guys were married. He would not change, or he still haven't changed when you guys are divorced. So free the guy, you know? So That's what has really been breaking everywhere. TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere has been bouncing. And I'm sure, you know, our big guest in the building has something to say on that. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna leave it cooking. I'm just gonna love it and I'm just gonna love it and leave it. Yeah.
David,
Okay,
did you
so can
catch
I
the
quickly
show?
respond to? Yes, I did. I watched Young, Famous and African. Young, Famous
Mm.
and African, because his daughter corrected us that it's not Young, Rich and Famous. It's Young, Famous and African.
Oh wow.
So,
Which of the
yeah,
daughter,
in that
please? Is it
show,
for Annie or for some other women?
do you know? I don't know which ones are her daughters. I don't. She calls all of them her children. So
Oh,
the response I was going to give was, you can tell that the love was too much. I don't know if there's such a thing as too much love, but that's the passion that makes you mad that you don't really want.
mm.
If you see that it's a lot like that, you will never make rational decisions. That's the kind of love that can make you end your life.
Who was loving
She
who
loves
too much,
the guy too
please?
much.
Okay, she
Yes,
loved the
I
guy.
don't know if
Mm.
there's such a thing as too much love, but it becomes borderline manic if you can come on the internet and you are crying like that. You are wrenching, you are, talking about how this guy has killed you because he lied to you that he was going for a photo shoot, and then suddenly you heard he's on a flight on en route America. So what? Let him take responsibility for his actions. You know, if my husband cheats on me with, if my
Rihanna.
husband cheats on me and I find out, I don't think I'll go crazy because he's an adult. He's responsible for his actions. You did what you did. Oh yeah, he'll be the one panicking. Wallah, I won't break my head. I won't go like, how could you do this? Oh, waiting. He should be the one shaking. And wallah, I'll be so calm. In fact, I don't even know how I'll read. Maybe I'm just talking because it hasn't happened or I haven't caught him yet.
Now wait till me one talk.
But I just want to believe that I
Mm.
am such a rational person and I implore everybody to try and be rational. The decisions you make in anger and in so much emotion, they are the worst decisions you can make. They are look at Annie's allegedly she's doing drugs. What do you think pushed her to do drugs? She's trying to numb the pain, you know? Anyway, not to digress. These are other people's lives. I want to talk as it concerns us. The topic for today is the abroad dream. Based on everything you know, Adams and praise, do you recommend the average Nigerian man comes and eats from this garden that you people are eating? Should they leave their country and come to Australia, come to America, come to Canada, and start a new life? What's your recommendation?
I
I,
like how
will need.
I like how
I,
you pulled us back to the center.
I'm telling
Very,
you,
very, very, very
I
good. You
know.
should you should be the host.
So,
and
But
people in
but
the comment section were already waiting to milk that toothpaste and Annie's juice. You carry us.
yeah, but
Say,
we're
nope,
just
we're
going to
not doing
keep
this anymore.
talking and,
Yeah, just moving
it's not going to
in
do anything. Let's
circles.
talk about how it
Yeah.
affects us.
Mm.
Do you recommend Nigerian men and Nigerian women follow their husbands? In fact, what's your take? Should people come and live their broad dream? Is it even a dream? I want to know, is it a dream? So let's let you push your answer from there.
See, for me, for example, right? I mean, honestly, I'm saying this with pure humility. If I was in
Yeah.
Nigeria, I would have still been good. Like good,
Okay.
you
And I
know.
agree.
Um, I came to Nigeria, I came to Australia to study. I did not come to Australia because, bruh, he bad. You know what I mean? Like I did not sell my car or my house or land or sell. I did not sell anything. I just came in because I wanted to do my master's and I was sponsored by mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? And I came here, finished my school, you know, and everything it would say it was easy because, you know, I had a plan. I was young. I was 25 when I came. Yeah, I was 25 when I came. Finished studies, met my woman in school, got a job, got married, and easy. You know, if you are coming in that kind of route, say I'm coming for my studies, and then you decide to stay back. Well and good. There are people that travel back then, like your sister, for example, when she came, she did not come because she was hungry. She came to study and then she decided to stay. You know what I'm saying? So when you come like that, I
Who?
think this is, but when you come
Whose
when,
sister?
like your sister, for example,
No, she didn't come to study you.
Praise,
no, I
just
think
so
she
that
went to the UK or so. I don't know how
Yes,
that happened, but I'm
yes,
just
yes,
saying,
yes.
yeah, and
praise,
then she
praise.
migrated and stuff.
Let just so
Yeah.
that we stay like we take people along a journey, right? What would you say
Mm.
is the abroad dream? So let's start with the what, the
Yeah.
why, and then we'll get to the how.
Okay.
We all know the abroad dream. Abroad dream is for you to be very
Yeah.
comfortable, very comfortable to do your thing. You are not on one leg and the other leg is broken, like you are stable. That's the dream. You are just like their citizen. The competition is not with people that you have left in Africa. It is with the people that are here. What are the 30-year-old doing in Australia that I'm not doing? The 30s that are doing well. You want to be in that bracket. You want to do well in whatever career that you are in. You want to be able to help. You want to be able to buy houses. You want to be able to do whatever without breaking your back. You want to be able to spend the weekend with your family, not going for shifts. You want to be able to spend Christmas Day with family without going for work on Christmas Day. You want to be able to go camping, to do basically what the citizens are doing, living the life. I think that's the dream for me.
When I was in Nigeria, I used to follow people who were abroad. We even had them, we call them IJGB. You see them, they come back speaking for net, they had money to spend.
Mm,
So I was under the impression that abroad, you just go abroad and then you come back with money. That's where we got that saying that you think I pluck money from trees.
mm,
So we thought it was
mm.
easy. Once you come abroad, they'll just dash you money. We came, we saw something completely different. We were in warehouse. We paid our dues, right?
That's
And
the first. That's the first. Yeah.
sometimes when you tell the stories, it sounds like you're telling a sad story. And I don't want, like pity and all those kind of things. It's more a
Mm,
journey, so you appreciate where we have gotten to now.
mm.
So the abroad dream was to be able to afford basic needs. So you're not worrying about shelter, you're not worrying about food, you're not worrying about your children, feeding them and taking care of them. So, but then because now I want to just touch on the how, right? Because it's not easy for everybody to just up and leave.
Mm.
It's only the middle class, really and truly, that are living in Nigeria that can afford to live. The rich are comfortable, they're staying back. The poor don't have any option, they're just still poor. So it's the middle class that are upping and leaving will come here
Yeah.
and you're pretty much okay. Like Praise, you were saying, you're comfortable in Nigeria, your parents are doing well. You now come here, you now have to start from the bottom. You're
Yeah, the
cleaning
the thing,
toilets.
yeah, the things are right. I wouldn't say, for example, because Adam, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on when you come. Like the rich that you are saying, most of these rich, they had their kids in first world countries. Their kids are like citizens already. So
Agreed.
even when they're
Yeah.
even when they're in Nigeria, they still go for everything in abroad. They have their passport and all of that abroad. So when me and you came, for example, like we were happy to do these things. We were happy to do the warehousing, whatever, because we were young. We had all these things. We were working towards
No,
a
no, no. I
goal.
wasn't happy. Oh. I'm getting to that point.
Okay,
I was a fresh
maybe that
boy in
maybe,
Lagos.
maybe that's you. Like
Uh-huh.
for my peers, the ones that like me, Daniel, Monday, Chris, Aliru, Ibanga. Like, bro, we were 24, 25 when we came. We were doing our masters. We were doing well in school, and we were working. Most of us were not even working to pay fees. We were just working to put the money in our pocket to pay rent and to buy clothes and just to chill. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the thing. So when you are coming with your family and kids, like you don't when Pharaoh, when people were going from Egypt to Promised Land, like that kind of mass movement, when when you are escaping with wife and kids and all of that, that is when things are difficult. But when you are by yourself, young boy, you are not. But when you came, you were not making money to give to your sister in Lagos. Now you were not making money to give to dad and mom in Zaria.
Yeah.
You were making
I
money
was
to pay
responsible
fees
for
for
only me.
yourself. You were responsible for yourself, paying your school fee because you saw the dream. You had a future. You were in school, and then you knew So if I do this and do that, this is where I'm going to get to. You have there was a there was a timeline for you to hit milestones and do what you have to because you saw the future. That's the thing that I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So the dream becomes harder when you are here, maybe in your 40s or 45 or 50s, and then your kids, when you have three kids, when you have three kids that are at the age of going to primary school, you know how Australia is. Those kids need to be registered in school. You need to pay the fees. You need to work. So it's not a joke. But when you are here in your 20s by yourself as a single man, you are smiling if you know what you are doing.
The
You know?
difference in that, right, or the distinction there is, as a younger person, you are more
Monday,
malleable.
please, if you are free, send a request and join this live. You go really get gist because me and you live that life. Me and Monday, the housemate, and I'm a guy, real guy. Yeah,
I was saying
yeah. I
that you
didn't
are
even know
more
he was here.
malleable as a young
Mm.
person. When you're in your 40s, it's harder for you to evolve. And
Bro,
what a lot of people
God.
don't realize is you are navigating a new world. So there are a lot of things that you have to unlearn. There are a lot of new things you have to learn.
Yeah.
And then for those who are fortunate enough to work a white collar job, you are now in, like, you are deep in their ecosystem. You have to learn their ways. You have to talk like them. One of the few things, I'll just give an example. One of the few things I was struggling with were, there's when you're talking to someone, you have to look them eyeball to eyeball. I'm talking to my CEO, I'm talking to my manager, I'm calling them by their first name. Where in Nigeria, you come into work, if you don't greet your boss, just your direct line manager, or if you don't greet him, good afternoon, sir, and then problem, you're fired. So
Mhm.
it's all of those
They're
Adamo,
things
disrespectful. They
that,
are not loyal to the
Adamo,
company.
maybe not fired, but you are giving the whole. Can you imagine? She didn't greet me. You are that they treat you. We don't even. It doesn't even get that bad because your colleague will be like, why you no greet manager now? What's happen? Why you no
yes.
greet HOP? Why you
Mm.
know like that?
HOP.
So, but you not fired because honestly, our corporate Nigeria, the benchmark is how it works abroad. But the culture is so strong that even when there's a memo that says call everybody by their first name, including your manager, you dare not. How dare me say Kajetan? I must say Oga Kaje, Oga Madam Teresa. I cannot
Yes.
call them by their first name, even though
Mm.
there is a memo that says everybody should be addressed on a first name basis, because we're
Mm.
trying to be like the corporate world in the West. You see us
Mm.
wearing suits in a hot Nigeria. If the AC goes bad, that's the end. Everybody is sweating in the office, you
Everywhere
know?
smelling like suya.
But everywhere smelling like roasted, nama.
Mm.
So it's crazy. And please, now I just want to quickly respond because I think I have to go to the abroad
Okay.
dream. I can't speak to the abroad dream because I haven't lived it. The honest truth is, I thought it was abroad for Nigerians, for the average Nigerians that grew up. We were not rich, and we're proud about. In fact, I love it. I wouldn't change anything. We grew up the
That's
typical
true.
average family. In fact, when I
Yep.
was 4 years old, I asked my dad. I said, "Daddy, are we rich?" And my dad was like, "No, we're just comfortable." So we didn't have the trips, we didn't go abroad, we didn't have summer vacations, we didn't have any of that. We were very your typical average Nigerian home where the mother worked with the government and the dad was a contractor, you know. So fast forward to when I became a teenager, everything we know about the West we saw on TV. So it was a delusion. We thought it was a small heaven. The first time I saw Toys R Us, I had an a child orgasm. I don't know how a child can be so happy. It was like that's heaven. If anything looked like Toys R Us, it's that. That is heaven. I mean, if anything looked like heaven, it has to
Yes.
be Toys R Us. You know. So I thought abroad was everything. I started practicing my phone from a very small age. I can switch it up. Would you like some tea, please? I've been practicing my phone for the long. I thought I was going to live abroad. I'm not even
Mm.
joking. But then somehow you get married and your dreams and your partner's dreams are not the same. My husband believes in Nigeria. Like Praise said, if you are making money in Nigeria, there's nothing for you abroad. The
No.
things that you want, you can get them in Nigeria. Our children, they get to travel, they get to experience. In
Yep.
fact, my children are like royalty. So much so that when we went to Canada with Paris and we were like, Paris, can you tidy up? Can you clean? Put the plates in the dishwasher. She'd be like, Mommy, I'm tired of being the house help. And I'm like, are you okay? Carry a broom
Hi,
sweep. She was like, she's not
John.
enjoying. She said she's traumatized because of the demand we put on her. Like, you have to sweep, you have to clean. She learned the word trauma and she started using it. I feel traumatized. I want to go back to Nigeria because in
Ajebo
Nigeria
pikin.
she's catered to. Yes. You see,
Mm.
and that's the mistake. I don't know. Somehow you just can't win in this life. If you have money, your children are they develop a handicap. If you don't have money, they develop an appetite. It's crazy. The world is a freaking cycle. You know, it's just to try and balance everything out. So I don't know what the abroad dream is. I had it as a child. It's not my reality. Maybe someone else should speak on it. But it's nice. I feel if it works for you, it's a good thing. If you know what you're looking for, it's a good thing. You know? So
Yeah, I tell
yeah.
you something, right? Even with Africans that are here, our mindset is very myopic and crazy, and there are some Africans that you will see and you'll be like, bro, what's going on? But that's gonna be a conversation for another day. Especially Africans that are in a kind of countries where it is, I don't know, I really don't want to go into that because I will talk plenty. Anyway, we have John in the building. Hi, John.
Hi
Hi
guys.
John.
Hi guys. Hi. What's
John
up?
the mechanic.
What's good? Yeah,
How are you, man?
I absolutely agree with what you guys are saying because I don't know how to put it, but a lot of Nigerians especially think abroad is some kind of place where you go and you make it automatically. But a lot of them live in this delusion abroad because they actually think they are making it while they are just making it for the government of those countries they live in. They might have they might have security like all of them will claim they do, but at the end of the day, just like every other country in the world, there are places that you shouldn't go to and places that you can go to at certain times. I know Nigeria has its own ups and downs, but abroad is not for everyone, but Nigeria is for every Nigerian.
Hmm.
If you know what you're doing in Nigeria, you're going to live a comfortable life and you're going to be extremely happy. I always try to encourage people. If it's not working for you abroad, pack your bags and go back home.
No.
There's something for
Won't
you
you tell them
abroad.
to ride the storm?
No,
To do what?
sometimes I agree with you, John,
Hmm?
but right on, John.
Hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
If it's not working for you abroad, pack your bags and go back home. There's something
Wow.
there's something for you back home. It's you might think you might think it's there are people I know in Nigeria that can't even live abroad. As in, the money they make in Nigeria, you cannot even imagine it. And when I mean making money, I mean legitimately making money. And a lot of Africans go abroad and they try to latch on to skills that will make them successful abroad, like nursing, medicine, and some other skills. But when they're in Nigeria, they don't want to latch on to those skills that will make them successful in Nigeria. For example, I don't know why you go and study nursing in Nigeria. Like, seriously. But there are skills in Nigeria that if you have, you're going to be among. There are people who earn close to $10,000 in Nigeria. The pilots, the engineers. So why don't you do the same thing you do abroad in Nigeria? Switch skills. The same way you went abroad and spent another 4 years trying to educate yourself to change your skills, you could do that in Nigeria also, and also you will be lucky to belong to the same class of people you were running abroad to belong to. Me, for as a person, I can't live abroad. I've had I've had my own fair share of abroad. I've lived there. I've worked there. But whenever I'm there, there's this thing that still keeps dragging me back home. Like, dude, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. And at the end of the day, I still somehow find myself back home. It works for some people, but I can't live in that box. There are laws, there are policies. Ah,
But John, sorry to interject, right? Can you talk about those skills that are in demand in Nigeria? You see how when you come abroad, they have like skill list. You know what is in demand here, right? The being doctor, being a nurse, you will get jobs. So what are some of those skills that are in demand in Nigeria? What would you recommend people do if they go back home, based on your experience?
Pilots. You know how much a pilot earns in Nigeria? A pilot earns close to $10,000 in Nigeria, or say $8,000 in Nigeria.
You know
But how many people?
how much the
Engineers.
aviation?
But the thing is that, but the thing is
Huh?
that, right, John, the thing is that, right, if you want to be honest, for you to educate yourself in Nigeria, say you want to go to a flying school, it's not cheap. It's very
Yes.
expensive, you know.
For you
And
to educate
sometimes you
yourself
have the
abroad,
skills.
say you want to even be just a teacher, it's not cheap. It's expensive. That
Yeah,
money
but
you
then
use and
again,
go abroad and that
again,
educate yourself. Why not
John, the thing is that, right,
use
you
that?
educate yourself to be a pilot in Nigeria, you finish the program, you have a license, but you don't even have a job. I know a lot of pilots. I know a lot of people that went to flying school in South Africa. They're in Nigeria now, they don't even have jobs.
It's
I know people
not
that have
true.
gone.
It's not true.
No,
It's not true.
there are
It's not
people.
true. It's not true. It's not true.
There are
Like
people that have
if you
studied.
go
There are
to
people that have gone. There are people that have gone and studied petrochemical engineering. They don't even see work to even work for Granite Oil Company. You know what I mean?
okay.
People that
So
studied
so
petrochemical engineer, people will even go do pipeline welding and this kind of thing. Most of them don't even get job. Most of these companies in Nigeria,
No,
these
no, but
companies, most of them don't
Yes, I
fold up.
feel like
Yeah.
I really like John. I love people like you, right? Because I really want to hear what you have to say and how you recommend people go about these things and navigate the waters.
okay.
Because us here too, if we see where we'll move back to Nigeria.
Okay. Like you said, there are people who. Sorry, guys. Hello.
Money man.
Uh, so like Adam, as you were saying, but
Yes.
you get people who even study medicine for like Ukraine, Russia. They not go back Nigeria, no work.
No, but you see, that's the thing, right?
Doctors,
Yes, like,
you
when
know.
when when he was talking about what is in demand in Nigeria, I even thought he would talk about running a small business, being an entrepreneur, because
Mm.
the 9 to 5 structure, all those business structures, we're trying to bring what works abroad to Nigeria, and it's a very different system.
Okay. Let me give you an example. Huh? In 2010, 2011, I moved to the US. I was in the US for like a year and a half on some kind of training. When I got back to Nigeria, kids that I grew up with were like, "Are you crazy? So you went to the US and you came back. What's wrong with you?" And I told them. Then in 2011, I was earning about 650,000 naira. That was about $5,000 then. That was about $5,000 then. Why should I leave $5,000 and go to the US and start working in McDonald's, flipping burger? So those skills exist. I understand when you say there are some engineers that don't have a job, bro. If you put in the kind of effort you put in abroad to study and to be successful, if you put that effort in Nigeria, you will be successful. I read engineering. I read electrical engineering. I got out of school. My all my siblings live abroad. Like the normal routine in my home is you school in Nigeria, you come out of school, my dad will send you to the UK, US to go do your masters. But when it was my turn, I told him, Daddy, I'm not going to work in Nigeria. I was determined. I knew I was going to get a job in Nigeria. Some Nigerians are not employable.
John, let's not
Some
forget the
Nigerians
fact
are
that you
not
are
absolutely
let's
employable.
not forget the fact that
I started interviews. I
you
started interviews. I started interviews and I've interviewed people who claim that they read so, and you would not. But the worst part is that take that same person and take it to the US or the UK, he will change because he feels he's in a system that should make him work harder. For me,
John, you are
I
privileged.
believe
You cannot compare your
how am I
situation.
privileged?
You are
How am I
privileged.
To
privileged?
the average,
You are
first of
very
all the
privileged.
members of your family live abroad. You have to support.
Your
You
reality
are
is different from the
What
privileged.
support
reality
do I have?
from a
Yes, of the average
typical.
Nigerian.
It's very different.
How?
I will
You know
say
the only
I
privilege
will
I had.
not use my situation as a Nigerian in Nigeria to judge an average Nigerian because, bro, There are people in Nigeria that are smart. They wanted to study medicine. They wrote JAM. They have the cutoff point, but they give them microbiology.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now
You
let me
know,
tell you
even
the
get cut
privilege
off.
I have.
Even for university go tell you say we no go give you admission because you are not from the catchment area. Have you ever heard the English like a catchment area? But for abroad, if you meet that cut off, they will even give you that course. So there are people that are so smart they could not even make it to the course that they wanted to study. So most people go finish microbiology or biochemistry, then go come back again, go and do medicine. You don't already 5 years don't come out first. Nigeria is
I
crazy.
Yeah? John, I thought you were going to touch on a point where if you can raise money, go abroad, gather money, and then go back to Nigeria and start something. In my opinion, that's what has favored you, and that's what favors
you
a
can
lot
go
of
back
people.
to Nigeria and start something, but let me give you an example. When people say I'm privileged, I look at them and I laugh because the only privilege I had was having a first class in electrical engineering. That's not a privilege. I worked damn hard for it. When my mates were in school and we were partying, I was literally sleeping in the classrooms. I remember the first day I was in UNN as a jambite. I was still doing my registration. I saw people reading in the class in the night. I had not finished my registration. People I saw on the queue with me. So I had that mentality that I had to succeed in life. My dad did not know Dangote, did not know anybody. So I told myself that I have to be successful. And the only way I could be successful is to have good grades. The first job I got was my grades that got me those jobs. Like there was nothing, I knew nobody. I was staying in my sister's house in Port Harcourt. Her husband was working in Shell then. No, Chevron. Every morning when he goes out, he gives me like $200. All this one use whole body. You get the average young man then will use Danga and drink beer. But I'll take that $200, go to a cyber cafe, buy time, and start browsing for a job. I was in that cyber cafe when one boy walked in and said he was invited for an interview in one company. I told him, what's the name of the company? He told me. I quickly Googled the company, read about them, and told him that I will go for that test. He said, no, that it's an oil company that they won't allow you even come into the venue if you're not invited. I told him, what's the worst thing that will happen? They'll ask me to go back. I got to that venue. They called the name because oil companies will give you transport stipends for coming to write their test. So they already had the list of people that were invited, and they were calling them in one by one. If they call you in, they'll give you the transportation. You go in. So there were 40-something of us outside who were not called. We were standing outside begging them. Then the HR manager drove in. I was like, who are these people outside? They said they were not invited. And one of us, I can never forget him, Gabriel Okodua. He now works with Total. Told the man, sir, we were not invited, but let's just give us the opportunity to even write this test and have the experience. Let's just write it, don't mark it. Let's just have the experience of writing it. The man looked at him and was like, let me see your CV. The guy gave him his CV. First class mechanical engineering, Uniben. Ask the second person. Second class electrical engineering, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Asked me for my CV. First class electrical engineering, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. It's like the people were even looking for outside. He asked all of us to go in and write the test. Now, once we're done writing the test, we should go to their website and submit an application because Houston will not acknowledge the test if we did not apply for it. Out of the 40 engineers that were hired, 30 of us outside were part of the 40 that were hired. They took only 10 from the over 2,000 that were in the venue. So Nigerians need to understand that you need to put in work to make it work. I put in a lot of work. It was a lot of hard work on my part. Because when I was in school and I made
John, I believe you. Your story, not just a lot of grace. They're your story, But first thing first, bro, I wouldn't say you're an
grace
average
cannot
Nigerian.
work without hard work.
That's what I mean. Like you obviously you work hard and then there's grace. Baba, I know people will finish first class for waiting and study for uni. Baba, up till now they don't get work.
No,
I know
grace Praise,
First
bro.
class, oh.
I don't like those kind of examples.
Adam,
No. Before you
come
go any further, I
on.
don't like those examples. I know one
I,
person with first
I
class
know
that is
people
still
will go
working.
abroad where they shoot drugs.
Exactly. So that's a terrible example. If you're lazy, you're
I know
lazy.
people will go abroad where they shoot drugs now. Or every man they go wake up, tie their hand with rubber band. Shit. Pop out. Tomorrow they'll do the same thing. So you're not going to use those people as an example as the
I
successful
want to
people.
give you credit, John, right? For you to graduate with first class in Nigeria in a public university is not beans. It's not beans. Like we have to give you credit for it. And then businessman. And then for you to be able to go and do that interview, get oil and gas job, all those things, respect. But look, the truth is there's people that there's an echo.
Adam,
Yeah,
is
there's an
it?
echo.
I think it's John.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
As I was saying, right, the truth is that there's people that don't have privilege. And look, let's be real. Not everybody will be comfortable, not everybody will be rich. You have to have, there has to be poor and there has to be rich. Now, me, I'm just looking out for more the middle class because that's where you have more control over people in the middle class. Those are the ones that I'm saying, okay, if you can go abroad, the ones that have the means to come abroad, what should they be expecting when they come abroad? How can they prepare themselves when they come? Because, Chris, you and I, nobody prepared us, right? We came here and we saw things for ourselves. It's the friends that we now met. There's still boys that have come to Australia, as an example, that they're still doing power work, some menial jobs, and they've refused to upskill. Those are jobs that you do when you are trying to pay for your school fees. It's a means to an end. And then at some point, you'll be like, okay, what's next?
Yep.
And that's what we're talking about for Nigeria. At some point, you'll be like, okay, what's next? What else can I do in Nigeria?
Yep.
I personally believe abroad is for you to raise that first 100, 200K. Once you've hit 100K, 200K, look for how you can go and invest it in Nigeria. Look for what you can do. I personally believe if you carry 200K into Nigeria, you will do things. You do things. Capital is one of the biggest problems for most businesses in Nigeria. Lack of capital.
Adam, say I'm a pro. Let's make Nigerian work. You know what I mean? 100%. Everybody know. And then say I be one of the loudest person where say, make Tinubu run this thing. Nothing. Very loud about supporting Tinubu and all of that. But to be very honest, to be very, very honest, Baba, just as John said that abroad is not for everybody, that Nigeria is for every Nigerian. Nigeria is not for every Nigerian, my brother. As it be like this. Nigeria is not for every Nigerian as it be like this because, brother, everybody where they Nigeria now, everybody won't just chop you. There are honest people in Nigeria, but there are not many. So when you carry out your 200K from abroad, one go Nigeria, go invest, you need to be very careful, my brother. You need to be very, very careful because as it be like this, house where we live 10 years ago, not be the same house where they now. That's why I'm gonna cut it.
No, but you see, that's the thing, right? One thing I've noticed with us as a people is we tend to always share the negative story. Negative stories always go viral. We always know one person that struggled to do something, one person that they cheated, one person that bought land and they stole his land. But there are many success stories that we don't celebrate, we don't talk about.
My G, Sharon, not be pessimistic mindset to you know what I'm saying? Like, me, I'm a very pro-Nigerian. Let's make Nigeria happen. When Davido went and said that thing on the interview that Nigeria, don't go back to Nigeria, I came out and said that, David, why are you saying that? There are people that want to invest. But if you are a hardworking, true Nigerian abroad, and then you carry your money, go Nigeria to go invest, you need to be cut out for all the bullshit that will come out of that because it will come. Let's be honest with ourselves. Anyway, we have a new member in the building. Hi, Blaze.
Oh God, man, greetings to the house, man. Oh God, Janelle, how your side now?
Malva.
Man, ideal. Yeah, the thing is, I understand where John is coming from. When you work hard, you get it. I know. And another thing again that worked for you, John, is the fact that you had a very good upbringing. Straight father. That's make sure, say, man, you put your head for book and understand. And also, you made the right decision when you enter school too. You know, you made the right decisions. Like me, I don't want to do law for that same country, but I think I got a D in literature. I got
Now
a D
you
in
cause
literature.
I'm now.
So I got a D in literature. So automatically that has already knocked me off. You understand? But the same person that could not do that course in Nigeria, she I come Yankee. When I look the way everything be, say man, I cannot continue the way where I am right now. What did I do? I rugged down. I went back again. I went to do nothing. When I tell you, say we rugged down, I was not a science major. Now, yeah, for do science, my head said when they teach that chemistry, say, like I did read down like 10 times, 10 hours. You'll forget and you'll go back again to pass the exam. So it was tough. So we have to do, you have to put in that work. And that's what John is saying. You have to put in that. When you see people who put in the work here, because now it's like your life depends on it, solely on it, to live that better life that you are looking for. Else you're going to flip burger or security. So you have to rugged it, to do it for you to just be able to average. The second leg, like you are saying right now, John John gets strength for Nigeria. I believe he's built for it. Before you talk to me small now for Nigeria, I don't have that patience to come to follow you drag. You understand? Like
Yeah.
struggle with you. John got into an accident now. He dey sue big company. He ready. Me will say this big company go eat me raw. I don't have now me go lose at the end of the day. First of all, it's like the
So
system will even the system will even you yourself you defeat yourself before you even go fight the system. Unlike here that okay, they jam you, let's do things the way it's supposed to
But
be.
no,
You
even
understand?
talk that just to take the
For
snap
instance, right
of
now,
the plate
I
number
called
where
a
hit
guy.
you, finish.
I called a guy. I called a guy. I said, I want to go into farming. You understand? And I don't want because one thing I notice about us as Nigerians is the fact that we go for what is trending, sharp money. I told the guy I don't want sharp money. I don't want that one in 6 months you get return of investment. I say no. I want to do something longer, at least 5 years, because for this place that they don't teach me, say for you to even start enjoying your business, 5 years. You understand? But so I called the guy. I said, okay, look for a village for me where I could get a farmland. You understand? Where I could get a farmland. I want to plant palm tree. At least give me about 4 to 6 hectares. Let's just plant palm trees. At least let's see an average of 40, 50 million investment. You know what the guy told me? The guy said, brotherly, he said, I won't lie to you. I want you to be in town. It's not what we do over the phone. He said, if you do it over the phone, you will lose money. These people will eat you. I'm your friend, but I want you to come on ground and you have to tell me that you'll be coming to Nigeria at least twice a year to see that thing, to follow the growth of that business. Or he said, or else you'll be like the other people just shouting that Nigeria is bad, it's bad, it's bad. These people will eat you. The moment they know you are not here to supervise this work, what has that done now? At least I get the chance now. I did make money. I have the chance to do overtime. Like you rightly said, make the money and just push it over there. But Baba, if you are not there on ground to really monitor and have good networking over there of people who will help you, Baba, you will regret. You understand? So
but it's like
when
this
I see John
it's like this
John is doing
everywhere
business
in the
over there.
world.
Yeah,
It's
John is
like this
doing business
everywhere in the world.
over.
Make
He's
mistake,
doing.
open pizza company for US. Leave Akata, give him Akata to manage. You go chop that pizza from out. It's
You
like
go
this
to fry
everywhere
the
in the
pigs
world.
that they jump out. John.
You go just come back, see all your pizza for him, belle go big like.
No, John, we have companies here. If you want to run business, like if you really say, like me now, I not really did too business savvy like that. If you want to run business here, John, we have companies that will help you from startup that you don't even need to think. Just make the money available for them, and they'll tell you how to get all the loans and everything to start the business.
Such companies, plenty for Lagos. Like the guy that invested in Flutterwave, right? He invested $150,000 in Flutterwave. Today, he has cashed out $1.8 million from Flutterwave. There are startups in Nigeria, but the problem is your circle of friends.
Bam.
You have the right
You don't talk
circle that know those technocrats. Bro, I know boys who are 40, 39, 38 who are billionaires in the tech and oil and gas industry. in the tech and oil and gas industry. The problem is your circle of friends. You go there, no person like CMC. You'll be limited to CMC. You go there, no, you need to change your circle. For example, if I want to invest $200,000 now, I know a lot of startups in Nigeria that can go and say, guy, hold this one, more right, all right, and you know they will, because those boys are hardworking. There are lots of them. There's Flutterwave is not. Flutterwave is no longer a small company. It's a multi-billion-dollar company as we speak right now. When they started, they were looking for 50,000, 20,000, 30,000. You get, so it's a circle of friends. There's this other new boy, this other new guy, Chuka Ofebu from Ozubulu that just opened his house in Ozubulu. He spent 30 billion naira in his village home. This boy is 39-year-old. He went to university. He was my junior in UNN. He has a tech startup that went big. So there are lots of places you can throw in your money in Nigeria, but you just go to know the bad people. The ones who want quick. But if you meet real startups, man, there are boys. See, if you come to Lagos, you realize that the thing they say about Nigeria is just a mirage. There are people who are working hard and diligently in this country, and they are cashing out and smiling to the bank.
John, I feel you.
All of us just know farming. All of us
you,
just
I
know
feel
farming.
you. I feel you 100%.
All of
I
us just
hear
know
you. I
farming.
feel you.
Everybody
But
knows
make we
farming.
not forget,
Go buy
John.
farm, go like, go plant.
Make we not forget. Say Nigeria no start and begin in Lagos. Though. There are other places.
No, I'm
No.
okay. So look at it this way. When people say this, I know Nigeria did not start and begin in Lagos, but let's not forget that Lagos is a commercial hub of Nigeria. Let's not
Africa, if you
forget that
want to be real.
60% of the deposits that are made in Nigerian banks are made in their branches in Lagos. That tells you that 60% of the money in circulation in Nigeria is in Lagos. Not until they decentralize those ports, Lagos will always remain Lagos. Because it's a commercial. Just like you going to the UAE, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE. Nobody knows about Abu Dhabi. Everybody knows Dubai because that's where the port is. That's where trade and commerce comes in through. You get, so it's people are doing it big in Nigeria. Let's just know that and know people are doing it big.
Praise to your point, right? To your point. When we talk about Nigeria, honestly, we're specifically talking about Lagos and maybe Abuja. When you want to do tech in America, there's a reason everybody moves to Silicon Valley.
It's in Silicon Valley.
Everybody moves to Silicon Valley. So if you want to do real business, if you want to do tech and you are looking to scale at some point, you have to have presence in Lagos. It's inevitable.
See,
you cannot go and set
aside
up your
from
tech company in
John,
Benin and want to be big.
John, I think that's right. I feel you, but and I really want to appreciate you for moving back to Nigeria to give back. You know, with all your experience and you know wanting to live abroad, but you move back to Nigeria to do what you're doing. Nigeria is cool. I love Nigeria. I love Nigeria. But you see, there's a problem. There are things that the government needs to put in place for people to want to relocate to Nigeria. And those things, we ourselves cannot do it. So even when you come with your money, there are things that you cannot do just because you cannot do it. You know? And number one on that list is security. And what follows security? Baba, no matter how much that you have in Nigeria, you see medical emergency, you cannot buy it. Yeah, you cannot buy medical emergency.
What do you mean?
How are they bro? If you have an emergency in Nigeria, how like
no, but you
are
see
sorry
to interrupt you,
and
Praise.
stuff like this.
I'll let you get to your point, right? But there's private healthcare, and me, I'm speaking about Lagos. When people say Nigeria, it's broad. Speak specifically in Lagos. Ambulance they work. Forget that they'll be in traffic.
No, see, Baba,
no.
It's not just
Lagos. He said medical emergency.
Not just
in Lagos. Let's assume
yeah.
you have an accident on Third Mainland Bridge, and after the accident, you can't. You know, normally, if you're involved in a serious, terrible accident, and maybe your back is affected or your spine is affected, they can't lift you. You need to be airlifted. Not waiting they go carry you, put inside ambulance, they walk like this. You need to airlifted. There, we don't have facilities for medical evacuations in Nigeria. They say they want to medevac you from that third mainland bridge to St. Nicholas. You have to do it by road. In an
you see,
ambulance with a nurse where they met.
if you provide that service, people will pay for it. If you say you want to put helicopters in Nigeria and get people to buy private insurance, they will pay. So I think this is us just giving excuses, right?
But
in America, how many
people can afford private insurance in Nigeria?
That's what we're saying, right? If you will make it up, that look,
how will you make
people
affordable? You can't.
No. Let's speak real numbers.
How many people get insurance for Nigeria? How many people they insure their car for Nigeria?
Let me answer you now. I had insurance in Lagos and I was not rich. I was earning 100 and something thousand. There's what they call I forgot what they do that thing where the company provides insurance for their staff.
HMO.
HMO is a BM. There's HMO and it works. I used it.
Medical insurance.
Yes, it's medical insurance. American insurance is expensive too. Not everybody has health care. So we should not make it look like Nigeria is bottom. There are things that are working. We are saying that it can be improved upon. Yep. Now you've spoken about people know they carry health play. People know they carry their children play. If you provide any service in that space, you will make your money back. It's almost guaranteed. Person when his back don't break, he will pay anything to fix his back.
No, one thing you need to know about the medical system, Nigerian medical system, is the fact that now you want to look at what's the disparity between the middle class. Like right now, because of the current government right now, we really don't have middle class. Like the HMO you're talking about right now, how many jobs are given it? It's not every job that can provide HMO to you. Then in my own state now, the government provided healthcare coverage. You understand? And that healthcare coverage, my mom is retired, a retired teacher. You know, as a retired teacher, the government doesn't even cover you. I believe maybe now they will start to say, okay, if you are retired, I believe the new retirees will be covered by the government, by the HMO also, whereby they'll be taking some part of their money. I don't know if they've done it, but no. We pay my mom's insurance. I think it's about 300,000 annually. That's what the former governor did, and we are still paying it. He created it. Now, they have the ones that is 70,000. They have the one, I think 70,000 is the least, or 75,000 is the least that they created. Do you know that some people still cannot pay that 70,000 per annum? At least just for you to see the doctor, and they will tell you to go buy the medication outside. I'm paying over 300,000 for my mom. Guess what? They don't even have the generic medication to give to her for high blood pressure. We go to buy it outside. Even the least generic, like when we just say generic, other product, but the main one, no, we buy it outside. She still spend about 70,000 or thereabout every 2 months to get her medication. But what am I saying right now? To even sit down, like here in America right now, I don't have insurance. Because why? I'm working for an agency. They tell me to come and be paying $600. I say, are you mad? Me will get the tired. So if I fall sick, I just go straight to urgent care. I pay my $150 or my $115. I see a doctor. They allow me to see the doctor. So then the doctor write prescription for me. I go to the pharmacy to buy the prescription. That's it. Rather than me paying that whatsoever. So I pray not to get any form of whatsoever big sickness that will now make me to pay out of pocket. But so that's the thing. So many Nigerians, because of that, say they not get that job to even pay that 70,000. Because to see doctor, if you work out, see that doctor, say not talk to you for a year. If you say how much they bill insurance, say the doctor just say, hello, what's your name? And you say, no. It be like say I made a wrong turn into this place. Now billing. So I will not blame them. So just that we don't have a lot of, even if we not have, but because of the lack of jobs, and even if there's a job, you don't feed yourself finish for you to get them. You understand? So that's the problem. So now what we are looking for in Nigeria right now is just that my problem with Nigerians right now is the fact that it is not government that will provide these jobs. It is you and I that have these good jobs. That money will take the Dorime right now, take the short club up. Preach. It's supposed to be in the system. But now, if I put the money in the system, there's no check and balance for wrong behaviors. I can send somebody 50 million now. Tomorrow, give me an account. If I arrest him, he go pay something to police. Then they'll leave me for ground. You understand? So
They will
many
even come
people,
arrest
so
you.
many,
They
so
will even
many
come ask you where you carry
Abroadarians.
50 million from.
You understand? So many Abroadarians are facing this problem because if we see those in China, some Chinese now we dey here right now. Indians, I have an Indian guy. The guy say, they look for paper. He say he open business for house. The business went down south, went south. So in the old people, so in come here, come hustle that money back. He went to UK. He still make money. He do the business. The business still go the way it be. So he not fit go back. He now come America. He say now he just want to make his family comfortable, put money back into that business, pay people where be say invest in them, and he lost the money. Then go back. He say I'm not staying here. You understand? So every money he's making, he send them back. He just did one room here. You understand? He's sending the money back because he has trusted people who is helping him run the business. And the system also is encouraging SME. You understand? So I need the government to like outside politics. Don't play politics for everything. At least let's have stringent rules. Then you see this one. I have a guy right now, a very young guy, like John is saying. I have a young guy, Atta Abdullahi Atta is the owner of Reseda Real Estate. He has already sent me a DM, not even a DM. So he's selling the land at Awoya in Ibadan. But now, where they help you to farm, give you 30% of your investment in the first 1 year. Then the second year, you now tell them if you want to reinvest or you want them to help you or you want to do it yourself. But now my problem is those land they are giving you, governments, you still need to go do documentation. Government never grant them the land. So thereby now, if you invest in the next 2, 3, 4 years, government will tell you say, man, that land not be your own. Investment don't go be that one. You understand? Investment don't go be that one. So there's so much the government could do. So much like in Ghana right now. Some Black Americans have gone back home in Ghana, investing over there. They give them lands. Come and build your house. Come and build your business. And Ghana don't use that. They make a lot of money. Our country, we could see that also. Government will not provide everything for you. In America a pure capitalist system. Not be in fact, I did government work. When I left my CNA job, I was earning $22 per hour CNA job. I can't say this job too demeaning for me, man. I know they feel myself again, say I'm not supposed to be here. So I took a government job with my degree from Nigeria. They give me the job. Guess what? They were paying me $16 per hour. I said, God damn it. So now they clean and this chair when they roll. So I said, now this one I want to take care of Peking. I said, no, I go sit down there, they make video. I got the roll myself, computer there my front. I get my office. So I felt alive. But Baba, as a CNA, I did make 1.5. If I do my overtime every week, then government work, I did make $1,100 in 2 weeks. I said, damn. I didn't stop the CNA. I was still doing it on the side though, because it was 3 days. So I was still doing it on the side. I said, no, I will go back to Daniel's cleaning. This one not go do me. Now one day I go meet my boss. I tell him, I say, man, and moreover, I was a temp. So they just hire, when you just hire contract staff. So we're contract staff. And I've been whom I even did the position. So it was easy for me as a director. She just put my name. I just get the job. They can say, okay, I missed the exam. There was no exam, just submit your resume, do everything. Then that was it. I miss Sam. Now I tell my boss, say, man, I'm going back to school. This one will pay me. I'll suffer. I have kids. That was how I went back to school. So sitting job for years, some of them yes, they'll say insurance. When I look at the insurance, I still have to, with that city job, I still have to pay 150 co-pay if I go emergency. I say, so now this one, when I work 40 years of my life, they say the insurance is good, the benefit is good. I say, not be me and you. I have to leave. So it is not government that really provide all the jobs here. Government just provide an enabling environment with good policies. You understand? If you see the quarrel we're having in America right now, DEI, equal rights, or thereabout where Donald Trump, they try and mess with people not understand right now. It's just policies to just make you get jobs or thereabout to secure your job, your livelihood. But now private people, they run the system, whether you like it or not. So that's how Nigeria is going. That's how Nigeria is going to be. We cannot just blame the government for everything, but the only thing we are blaming the government for,
but those
make
private
good
people
policies.
cannot invest if they don't have security.
Exactly. That's what we are saying. Security
Those private
and policies.
people cannot invest if they don't have access to credit.
So it's the same thing we're saying. So that's where I blame. It's not that I want the government to give every Nigeria million. Just create the enabling environment. Many of us were here. A lot of guys
But
get.
that's
Baba, I will tell you
anything
right
our
now.
government
Many
understand.
people get $10,000, $20,000 in their account. They don't know what to do with it. They are not business oriented, but they can send this money back to startup businesses in Nigeria, and people they get their returns while they are here, and that money will be solving problem for them. But Baba, indiscipline and from the government part and the citizens part is the reason why we are where we are today. So it's not just say only government, but government has to play a buck role in it to see that when anybody commit crime, whether the person, no person, not no person, the person should be dealt with, and you will see the country will grow. Trust me. I tell people, and moreover,
that no go fit happen for Nigeria.
So you see,
You know why? You know why I like conversations like this. Every time, everybody knows what is wrong with Nigeria. Everybody know how to fix them. But we go there, where we did. They make recommendations, and then the little that we can do, right? John, you mentioned security and access to credit. Why can't we start a microfinance bank? There's a lot of risk in giving out loans.
The reason why we cannot start a microfinance bank. Let me tell you.
I know there's 1,001 reasons why something.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine last night. She works in a bank.
Okay.
We were talking. She told me that she's stressed. I was like, "What's the problem?" She said that she has a lot of bad loans that she did not give. She was not the one who gave those loans. The person who gave the loans have left the bank. She took over those loans.
Law.
And they want her to go and get the money back. That some of these people, she will call them. They'll tell her, "Is it because of 5 million you're calling me like this?" Now she has tried to approach the police. Please, can you help me track these numbers and arrest this people? Police is charging her 25% of the money to track the people. How is she? Where will she? So that is the problem. We need to have a system that frowns at bad behavior in its entirety. We need to have a system where a bank issues a loan to someone, the person refuses to pay. There's an automatic warrant, bench warrant on that person to arrest the person and prosecute the person, so that banks will be encouraged to give out more.
Give out more.
That girl said that yesterday. So one guy called her and said, "I'm an army officer. I need a loan." She said, "Oh, guy, if you like, be the chief of army staff. I cannot give you loan. I cannot." The man started shouting, said, "Oh, guy, if you shout from now to tomorrow, I cannot give you loan. We don't give loans anymore." And you will not blame those banks, those that have collected. Do you know how much allegedly Ifan Yoba was owing banks before he died? And there is no structure to recover those monies.
Okay. So, John, you see right now, Ifan Yoba is owing money. Now, see what government did here right now. Whether you die or you did that sick bed, you're not if you walk. Baba, they will collect that money from you if you have it. That money the company who gave you that loan will only lose. They will not. I don't think they even lose the money. Government will only lose that money if you do not have anything. Do you know when I lost my father? If you see the process we have to go through to make sure his financial dealings was up to date. Now, like this, that house when he buy here, for you to come take him. Yes, you don't say now you get him, the wife now get him. For them to give it to you, they want to first of all check, is he owing? They will radio all the credit bureau to alert all the banks that they have credit card. Is this guy owing? Then then the money, everything that is accrued to him, now from there they'll pay all those things back. That is a system we are talking about. So lenders are not scared to give you money. They are not scared because at the end of the day, they know say one way or the other, they will get that money back through government assistance. Through government assistance.
It's not government assistance.
Insurance even pay.
No,
Insurance can even pay the
government
lenders as
assistance
well.
Here right now. Government policies that they put on ground. Government policies where they don't put on ground already, that will force you to pay those things.
It's a database. They have credit score. everybody, if you want to open an account, you want to borrow money, you have a database. They have information on you.
No, I know now. That's what we're also saying. Not the government put that's a system now. It's a policy now that you must meet up with so and so for the bank to give you that loan. For you to be trust is trustworthiness now, credit worthy. It's trustworthiness. So it's a system they put on ground already. Like, do you know right now that they force you practically to own a car insurance? That if you don't own a car insurance, government will arrest you if they catch you. Now force. So now you by yourself can go choose which of the insurance you want to join. Now force. Yes. Now government policy force you. Is Nigeria? I saw the Nigerian police saying now they want to really enforce it that every car on the road
it has always been there. It has always been there. Don't mind this.
Right, people of God. We want to round up, right? I beg, because we've gone on for an hour and a half, and I love conversations like this. We can go on till tomorrow. Anytime it comes to talking about Nigeria, we always be very passionate, and it shows that we really love our country. Whether we like to pretend, oh, Nigeria is Nigeria, we love the country there, and a toxic relationship where all of us deal with Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, we will still go back to Nigeria. But just to round up, right? Praise, I don't know, can we start with you? Just give us your summary of, what the abroad dream is, recommendations for going back home, and how we in the diaspora can come together to ensure that Nigeria is palatable and conducive for our children who are coming in the near future.
I mean, that's a lot of questions. I don't know how I'm gonna, infuse that into into conclusion. But the thing is that, right? I think first thing first, if you are in diaspora and then you know how the system is, and if you are going to Nigeria for the 30th December, try to be your diaspora self in Nigeria. You know what I mean? Try to stay on the queue. Don't try to bribe the police. Don't try to just be a Nigerian in Nigeria. Try to be, a finished product in Nigeria, if that makes sense. And if you're in diaspora, for example, as a Nigerian, try to be involved in the community as well. Try to be, when I mean community, try to be involved with your people. Try to move with Nigerians. Try to move with Africans. Don't think that, look, man, I don't come up from Nigeria, come here, I want to make friends with the Igbo people and all of that. Good luck. Because if you notice, the Chinese are moving with the Chinese, the money remains in that community. The Indians are moving with the Indians, the money remains with the Indians. If you have a mindset, try and build your community, try to get something, what I mean, like get something going on, have trusted friends, even if you are in that diaspora as a Nigerian, trying to move in that, in that circle as well. Not just feel say Nigerians are not trustworthy, Africans are not trustworthy, I want to be making friends with other people and all of that. And if you're coming here for maybe studies and all of that, try to finish, finish and then let people know that, man, you can be in abroad and still have a decent life. You can be an engineer, you can be an oil and gas worker, you can work in the IT and blah, blah, blah. Maybe everybody's supposed to do some kind of job where we say people go feel, so everybody for abroad, they suffer. You know what I mean? So, and if you are doing well in that your field, try to, don't live in the bubble. Try to let people understand, say, you can come here, become this, and then other people are obviously will be excited and happy to join too. And maybe if you're more than 50 years, make you not come abroad because you go hard. If you are 45, 50 or above, maybe no bother because let's be honest, easy. You probably will not be able to do 3 jobs, 2 jobs, and this kind of hard. If you don't know how to use, maybe computing system, read maps or GIS, GPS, these kind of things. Learn all these things before you move. You go hard. That's all from me. One love.
Thank you. We'll go to you, John, and then Ima will end with you. John, what do you have for us?
So for me, I will say this. For most of those who live abroad, if abroad is not working for you, please, we are not at war. We're not at a civil war yet. Pack your bags and come back home. I'm saying this specifically because of the dude who took his dear life because things went south with his baby mama. I blame him. I call him a moron. He's the biggest loser in all this because he had the option of packing his bags and coming back home. his bags and come back home. Come back home, you'll get a job as a cardiologist. Medical consultants are not ill paid, and they're not badly paid in Nigeria. They're not badly paid in Nigeria. So sometimes don't think that everything that your umbilical cord was planted in the US or the UK. No. If it's not working for you, pack your bags and come back home and seek an alternative option. That's all I have to say. Because honestly, this abroad, I don't wonder how they take survivor more. Honestly, true. Me, I cannot fit into a system like that. I cannot fit into a system that the hierarchy is children, women, pets, then men. They value children, which should be, yes, I agree. Women, they value pets more than men. If you doubt it, go to the streets of Manhattan and try to beat a pet. People will gather and ask you to stop. But try to beat your fellow man, people will bring out their phones and start videoing you fighting. I can't live in such society where my kind of person, my gender is classified as whatever you see, you take. I can't live there, honestly. You guys are really, really trying. I give you guys kudos. But in Nigeria, it's the survival of the fittest. What is good for the geese is good for the gander. So if it's not working for you abroad, come back home.
I like that. That will be the caption.
Politics.
No, but truly, like I think it's a point that we need to echo. If abroad, it's not for everybody. If it's not working for you, go back to Nigeria. It's as simple as that. You're always welcome back home. Ima, let's hear from you. Save the best for the last.
All right, my take is very simple, man. Like you all you've rightly said it all. But the thing is, now, for some of you who may be thinking of you want to come down here, I'll tell you right now, come the right way. None of those days right now, you just get a visiting visa, you just jump in and come in. You're gonna suffer. It's gonna be tough for you, yeah. But I'll just say come in the right way. And if you come in the right way, already have a plan. Just have a plan. You know you are moving already. That visa is already in you, and there's no need to rush. Just have a strategy, something that works. Sample ideas. Go online, Google some things you need to do. And I know, and this country is a country that functions based on your education. When I mean education, I'm not talking about certificate right now. What can you do? So you need to find a niche. You can't just follow the bandwagons and many of us did it, and it was error. You understand? But now learn from our own mistakes so that you don't come in here and just jump in and then you see yourself doing, if you talk to some Nigerians now, IT, now they have about 10 certification on IT, and yes, they cannot secure a job because they are not grounded. You know yourself already. You know your capacity. You know your brain cannot hold it. So if you know your brain cannot hold it, then automatically do that menial job, gather up, and then head back home. Get back home. You know you can't survive it here. Or better still, if you are the business-oriented type, don't try to force yourself to go to school. Quickly find a way to see how you can start doing your business. I have an engineer who opened his own delivery, shipping and clearing right now, logistic company. Go pick your stuff and ship it to Nigeria. He's a business guy, he's an Igbo guy. He just started his own business. He tried security, tried this. So I said, my brother, I can't with you guys, man. You understand? And he just started. So you have to find what works for you. Going back to school is not for everybody. IT is not for everybody. Look for that thing that will make you stand out and do it. It may take time, but be tenacious and be consistent about it, and you will get it. Then for my people back at home, help. The best thing you can sell right now, the best thing that will put food on your table right now in Nigeria is integrity. If you are trustworthy, we are looking for trustworthy people in Nigeria that we can say, you say, okay, you can do this. Baba, I feel help you go buy this land. All the documentation, I'll do it for you. You just pay me 10% or thereabout. You will start with one person. If that one person sing your praises, another person will come for you. Another person will come for you. So you can be in Nigeria and go to Lagos and do the work, and we will pay your transport fare. We will do everything. So, but if you can build that trustworthiness and people can refer you, you will not suffer. Like I told somebody today, if Donald Trump come and knock at my door and say it is time for you to go home and he take me go out, I will not suffer. Because you know why? I will not hit the street to look for a job. The first thing I'll just do first, because I'm already used to getting money paid into my account every week. That money must be coming in every week for me in Nigeria. I will just take my small Toyota Corolla when I get here, ship it back home, hit the streets, and then we can now start thinking of other things you want to do. So there's so much you can do in Nigeria, but guess what? Because you've not been able to show your trustworthiness. Trustworthiness is a skill right now. It's a skill in Nigeria. So if you build your resume on saying you are trustworthy, you will not suffer in Nigeria. I am telling you. I have a friend right now. If I call him, he can get anything done. Every call I call that guy. Transport could just be 10,000 Uber, but I'll give him 40,000. Give him 50,000. A place he will go with 1,000 naira, give him 20K. He will do it joyfully and bring results. That's his job. He does not have any job in Nigeria. He lives solely on hustle. I had a friend who had WAEC issue, date of birth not correct with 20 days your passport for America. They say I'm not correct now. Now I say, all right, Baba, forget it. I had that problem before. I just called him. This boy schooled in the East. Did his WAEC in the East. And my friend is in Benin. He said you just need to go to court and swear an affidavit, not just an affidavit, what do we call it, notary. In Nigeria, and a lawyer, they do all those things. And immediately he called the guy and just paid. And the guy got the job done. And that guy went back to nursing school with that same certificate that they say was not okay because of the date. He got it done and just got his pay. That was it.
Problem solver.
So, exactly, problem solver. So there's so much you can do. So much you can do. And we'll be able, because now my own is to see that we take this little money we have here, send it back home to make it large, to make it big. But we've not been able to. To synchronize with people back home is a problem. So if we can solve it, let's forget about greed. Nigeria, we are too quick of now. And when you eat now, tomorrow you will come back and beg again. And that is one thing I hate. To be able not to, I don't think of today, I think of tomorrow. Even if the scriptures say don't think of tomorrow, and I lie, that scripture is not for me. According to Gege, he said, I want to be, how did Gege say it? He said, may God not let you be, he said, he get before. He said, as you enjoy now, you'll still follow the enjoy tomorrow. That is my mentality. I be a dope boy now. I be Benin boy. You understand? So me, I want to enjoy today. And tomorrow, I go see the enjoy. We are meant for the call out, I'll see the dollar. That is my own. That was one thing I took from my father. That's one thing. Since I took that thing from my father, I have never, when I say being broke, I've never been broke. Since I had that philosophy, I can never eat today, I don't think of tomorrow. There's always a contingency money set somewhere that I can never touch. Discipline.
Adam, this guy get that kind of mentality, sure guy.
So it's how to translate this to all Nigerians, and then you will see that many people don't need to travel out. They don't need to travel out. They don't need it. We don't travel. It's like we already bore your sins already. Your stress, we don't bore them. Now, we'll give you the money. You try and do something with it. Why doing something with it? I am making money. You are making money because I pay you for your service. And so your company don't start. But when you give these people this money, the negligence, the ineptitude, the lackadaisical attitude towards even doing the business for you, they kill the zeal that you just decide to say you want to stay. I used to say I know they go back Nigeria. But with the way things are not going, I think that was a wrong mentality. I've changed my mentality. I'm not thinking about doing some things back home because whether you like it or not, how can Donald Trump come into power, then the entire world is afraid? It's not because home is not working. What it concern me, say you get immigration, you want to stop all immigration, you want to stop citizenship by bed. What's my problem? If my country is working, if I build my country, do I care about what you are doing? It's your country. Do whatever you want to do with it. So now he has opened my mind to see that I am not part and parcel of these
It's
people.
definitely it's
So
for America.
I am part
He wants
and
to make
parcel
it
of
work.
Nigeria.
He wants
So
to
we
make it
need to
work
make
for
it work.
Americans,
So
and
I
the other
cannot
people
sit
are
here
complaining.
and
You know what I
demarket
mean?
Nigeria anymore. I will not sit here and demarket Nigeria anymore. But rather, let's continue to see topic like this. How can we change? And that change will always start from us. But now we are not begging the government. We are not saying do anything, do everything for us. Just give us an enabling environment. Nigeria, we are hard people. Make rules that will force us to do the right thing. I do not obey the American law because I want to obey it, but because of the sanctions that will come with it, I will be forced to obey. So we need such strong sanctions in Nigeria that will force us to do the right thing. Don't give me avenue to pay bribe, and you think I no go pay. I go pay. I want to come up for that queue. I will pay. Don't. So you see my brother say if I go Nigeria, don't behave like an American. But that's a lie. That's a lie. That queue, I want to pay for me to go. If I go bank, they all call me. Okay,
Ima,
come. Take
you get
5,000 and
gist
go,
for
and that's
mouth,
it.
and I love it.
Emma,
We're here every Thursday, same time. Like, we'll follow you because honestly, we want to be connecting with people like this. We're trying to build, as much as we have our community in Nigeria, trying to build a community of people in diaspora so that when we come together, people will feel the impact. If we build that community here, and what Daper's mission is to connect a bridge back home. So now
ecosystem.
you spoke about integrity, which is a very key thing. That integrity now is one of the biggest selling points in any business in Nigeria. I have a real estate company in Nigeria, and the biggest feedback we get from our customers now say, where were you 5 years ago? Where were you 10 years ago when my brother was building my house and stealing my money? It's because we've come abroad, we understand how processes work here. We've taken that back to Nigeria, and we are seeing the rewards. So we're building slowly and surely, but like you said, integrity is a big one. I feel like other Nigerian businesses need to find a way to communicate that they are trustworthy, and
Yep.
will continue to grow. And
I'll
people
come
in
to
diaspora will be
grow.
comfortable sending their money. Thank you, my guy. God
Thank you so
bless
much,
you.
And I
bro.
agree
Love
to
you,
you, man.
boys.
So I already followed you guys, man. So you say you have a real estate company. I'd like to know more about it or not.
No, Allah, we'll go talk.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about it or not, man. But once the company is trustworthy, Baba, forget it. There's a company I bought this thing from right now. They just told me this guy has been in the game since. He has about 4 or 5 real estate that is already blown already and all. With the new one, I said, all right, if it's trustworthy, I don't have a problem. Give me payment plan. And they gave me payment plan. I upset and sharp within 4 months. But the fear now comes, say, weekend, they demolish, they collect people estates. And now they say, no worry, this guy is trustworthy. He's at least. You understand? We want to send this money back home because, like me, I am not business oriented. I am this guy that is like they build 9 to 5 for me. You understand? No, I'm telling you. That's why when I hear people say they want to turn the entire Nigeria to be entrepreneur, many of us are not built for it. I'm not built to think for problem because when you want to run a business, your brain is constantly thinking of how to solve problem, meet up with customer demands, build reputation. Me, I'm not built for it. When I just come work, I tell you right now, I don't do leadership position in America yet. Even in my nursing field, to talk to my CNE is headache for me. I don't want to care for you. You care for yourself.
I like
You
that
understand?
you
So
know yourself.
that is how I am built. I told people, I said the only responsibility I accepted to take with my 2 hands, and they did not force me to go and get married and have children. That's the only responsibility. That if I'm doing it, I say, okay, now me by myself choose this one. So you understand? So I'm a 9 to 5 guy. I'm the guy that want to just go to work, pay me my money, and that's it. But I want my money to also work for me. How can my money work for me? I need somebody who will be that middle person running the business. And at the end of the day, money the entire my account steady.
So you are
We have people like
better.
that here in America.
You are better off an investor. You just want to invest.
You don't talk. I'm an investor. Just like investor Sabino's God never give me the money yet. I just
I feel
need.
it.
So we need people like that. You understand? So if you run a very good business in Nigeria that I can put my money, and at the end of the day you are giving me 30% of what I put in, and my capital is still there, is guaranteed. Papa, we go do the overtime now. Sure, we'll do the overtime. Bring the money come. You only just to be doubling it. So whatever you want to do to double it, make sure you do it. That is me. And I just get my return. There are people built like that. You can't force everybody to go and learn entrepreneur. They say entrepreneur. No. Everybody cannot be like that. Me, I don't know myself already. I not get it.
But
You know how many things I put my hand into?
Like for my WhatsApp now, I think 90% of people where they my contact list and CEO, everybody just they sell. You gonna
You
see,
understand?
oh, see, I'm active, I'm active. I'm like waiting they happen. Everybody
Yeah.
they sell.
Everybody want
Yeah.
to say, everybody want to do. When I did business, they say do it yourself. They'll come do the program, do it yourself. Now people can go, they do candle. When candle used to last, then if you want to know that you they read, you buy candle, candle go last for 4 5 hours. You'll say you burn 5 candles. But now you burn 10 candles, you never read for 30 minutes because of doing it yourself. You burn 10 candles. Those days, I know if you use one candle, read finish. Because after 2 hours, I know they know that book again. It don't die for my head. So 2 hours. So we know they finish the candle, but our mate go do 5 hours. Now they will tell us, okay, you ready to go do medicine. You ready to go do law and engineering. But if you cannot burn those candles, they'll say you are not ready for it. That's how you know this. You know them from there. But
Emmanuel,
now
you talk full mouth.
I did tell
our
you.
system now go force you to do entrepreneur. I'm not be entrepreneur, guys. If I did Nigeria, I for suffer. I'm not be entrepreneur guy. I'm in 9 to 5, but when I make that money, I want to give. I'm disciplined in terms of cash. They call me
Adam, you
miser.
supposed
I'm
get vests with this guy
disciplined when it comes to cash.
because you na 9 to 5, my guy know me 9 to 5. You know,
Ah,
like in a business guy, you na 9 to 5. When I
you
supposed
understand?
get one on
So,
one.
so now those kind of person. Now, if I did right now, go they give me business orientation. So, okay, man, if you put money for a year right now, return of investment. This is what you get. This is what you get at this time. At this time, all you need is patience. And then all you go tell me to do right now, to go do my own due diligence to see that, okay, check all government policies and to make sure that this thing is secure. Once you tell me say it's secure, at least there's no business that is 100% secure. But if I can get a guarantee of 60 to 70% or 60 to 70% assurance, I'll take the risk. Then we'll put them. Because at the end of the day, my mindset is, I think they go do Dorime for this thing. And no, see do Dorime for a year now. No,
Normal
no,
level.
do Dorime. Yeah,
My guy
no,
will
see
break
use and do Dorime. One
bread.
day, if he
We'll
click,
break bread.
we'll do it.
We could not finish all the gist today. It's
No
a
shaking,
pleasure to
man.
meet you, man. Thank you for
Nice
jumping
meeting you
on.
guys, man.
Yes,
I
man.
greet you, Baba.
Peace, boys.
All right, too much. Thank you so much. See you next week.